Way off this point right here, sitting in about 25 foot of water. This thing comes out pretty narrow out in here. The bad thing about Grayson Lake is there's no contour mapping. Like, you got to come in here and do it yourself, or spend some time on the water. And I found this hump a few years ago. Matter of fact, those of you guys that have watched my channel a lot over the years, my cousin Josh and I stayed right here on this one point and caught like 27 bass in one day. Like, bam, 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 bam. One of them was, Josh was catching them on a, I believe it was a drop shot, and I caught him on a shaky head. So I'm gonna throw this Carolina rig a little bit right here, out on this point, switch it up to a shaky head. And I'm gonna run around the lake, see what I can find. Again, we're just out here for a few hours trying to find something for a tournament. Bring you guys along for the ride. He came for a ride. God, he felt like a giant. I had him foul hooked. Big old sunfish. Freaking thing is fat, man, from eating all these locusts. Holy crap. Look at that thing. That's crazy. I eat a popper. It's a locust for you. That was weird. Backlash to a fish. Little dink, but out here, that would be a keeper. This is a slot limit lake, unless it's 12 inches. I don't think it's 12 inches. We can put that in the live well. So that might be kind of something to put in the old noggin. That's depending on if they go with the slot limit rules. This is a brand new lake for a slot limit. And apparently I just haven't been letting this thing sink far enough. This is just a rock cliff right here. So let's see what happens letting this chunk crawl sink a little bit. Oh. That's a spotted bass. Not quite. Those things there, 12-inch limit on those jewels out here. So finding a little bit of a pattern. These fish are, I found, I guess, 3 fish now. 2 on this chunk crawl, 1 on a Carolina rig mag D worm, or that might be a hit worm. I'll have to look at the bag. But these smaller fish seem like they're on these rock cliffs, so if I can find some that are a little bit bigger, got a little bit more weight to them, that'd be all right. Got a bass pinned to the tree. I think he just came off. Yeah, bass just came off. Wasn't a giant, wasn't even a keeper, but kind of like that though. Really, to crankbait, that'd be cool. That's a big fish. Stay on there, baby. Let's have it. Don't flop. Don't do it. Yeah, boys. Take them like that all day long on the old popper. The pop R came through. He worked me all over that freaking tree. That's awesome. Thought the camera was recording there, but that fish weighed 4 pounds 3 ounces. That's a good one here for the old Grayson. It is 5:39 in the PM, and it absolutely clobbered this popar. That is awesome. Oh gosh, dang. That was a big old bass right there. You guys couldn't see that, no doubt. That fish I just missed on this buzzbait, I literally just tied it on the very first cast. It looked to be bigger than the one I caught. The one I caught was a little over 4.5 or so. I think it was 4.3, it wasn't 4.5. But tied on this buzzbait that I make was a old school do-it mold. And I don't know, man. Like right now with these cicadas, these fish are constantly looking towards the top of the water. But with this buzzbait, it allows me to, especially pre-fishing like this, to cover a lot more water than I would if I was tournament fishing. If I was tournament fishing, I might You know, just pick up that popper and really work my way down this bank. But for right now, you know, trying to cover water, and I've already fished this bank down through here, but I didn't fish with top water. But this bank is real shady on this side. It's fairly deep. I mean, I'm in 15 foot of water here, and I'm probably only 30 foot from the bank, so pretty steep drop off. Back there where I caught that 4, it was fairly shallow, but that one I missed right back there, I'm not kidding you. I know you guys couldn't see it because I was pointing the boat away from it when it happened, but it was probably bigger than the one I caught, which is crazy. When you catch a 4.3 out here at Grayson, that's a pretty good day. And I'm almost 100% positive the fish that blew up on this buzzbait was bigger than that fish. He was, you know, a lot wider. So far, top water, where it's at. Yeah, baby. Golly, boys, if you are not throwing top water right now, you are missing out. That is crazy. Another 2 pounder, probably 2.5. That's cool. Well, mid-evening update here. Sorry my camera's all kind of wampus cat there, but it is 6:58 in the PM, and to say that I've had a pretty good day is kind of an understatement. You can catch one every 4 and one about 3 pounds, or 2.5, 2 3/4. But I'm telling you what, ladies and gents, if you are not out here, wherever you're at in the United States, if you have those bugs you're hearing, those cicadas, jar flies, whatever you call them in your neck of the woods, if you are not out here fishing top water while these things are here, you are missing the boat. I'm telling you. Popper, buzzbait, spook, fluke, something that, you know, that's subsurface. You might be able to catch them on a wake bait. These fish are positioning themselves upper in the higher water column, or up in the higher parts of the water column, eating these cicadas that are flying down. I assume they're dying, or maybe they're just flying down and they don't see it and they end up in the water. They can't get out and they die. But they flap their wings on top of the water until they drown or whatever happens to them. But those things cause a ruckus, and the bass right now are absolutely wearing top water out. It's crazy. Got about, I'm not gonna fish till dark. Dark's about, I guess, about 9:30 here. We'll fish till probably about 8 o'clock, fish my way back towards the ramp, hit a couple spots, see if I can find some other areas to throw some top water, I have a spook tied on, bone white, which is my absolute favorite. I've been smashing them out at Yatesville. I feel like that the popper, or maybe even a jitterbug, if you have something like that, is going to be the ticket right now, because it's going to mimic those, you know, the fluttering of that cicadas, you know, their wings on top of the water. They're everywhere. Like, you'll see them fly down, they hit the water, and they, you know, they flap their wings till a fish eats them, or they drown or die, whatever. But the fish are absolutely chewing them. Crazy. So, got about an hour and a half. See if we can't put another one in the boat. Get in here. Holy crap, boys. Talk about a freaking day at Grayson. That's what I'm talking about. The freaking, the Rapala Pop R. Freaking doing work. That's awesome, man. Love topwater bites. So guys, there you have it. It is about 8:35 in the PM. Idling back in here to Bruin Creek, put my boat back on the trailer. It's been a pretty good day. Freaking, in my opinion, tore a bone out of them here in Grayson Lake. This is one of my absolute favorite places to fish on the planet, but man, it has been tough the last few times I've been out here. Matter of fact, the very last time I was out here, I fished with Pedro Bass Club. Never caught a keeper. Only caught 2 fish all day, and they were very, very tiny. So if you are out here in the Grayson area and you want to do some fishing, make sure you're bringing that Pop R or something top water. But also, I'd like to encourage you guys to at least keep your limit of small fish out of this lake. They made it a slot limit lake for a reason. We got to get some of these smaller bass out of this lake. Find somebody that will like to eat them, take them home, clean them, give them to an elderly person or elderly folks. I'm sure they like to have, you know, some bass. Bass are not my favorite to eat, but if you're giving it to me for free, I would definitely eat it, especially if I didn't have the opportunity to get out and catch it myself. So again, I encourage you guys to get out here. First off, get on the water, obviously. But if you're here at Grayson, you know, be sure that you're working on taking some of these small bass out of here. I have a limit of small bass here in my live well. I am going to take them home and clean them and give them to somebody that I know. I'm going to freeze them and take it to them because they're not home right now. But I have a small limit of bass in here. The slot limit bass, they're small bass. They're like 10 inches long. Again, the slot limit here is protected from 12 to 15. You can keep anything from 15 over or anything under 12 inches. So, you know, those smaller bass, those 8 to 10 to 11 inch fish, get them out of here. Like to have a big giant fish in here, and caught some big ones today, not gonna lie to you. But the more we can get some of these smaller fish out of here, better off is a chance to get a really big one. So again, please, if you're out here at Grayson and catching some small fish, keep them, take them and put them in a pond, give them to somebody to eat, something. We need to get some of these small bass out of here. So that being said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of On Another Line here at Grayson Lake. You guys know what to do. If you guys can, get out there and lean on them. We'll see you next time on Another Line.